Episode 3 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus. We visit the Garden Gnome Emporium. Now, if you have read the books, you know what's about to happen. If you have not read the books, then you are in for a surprise. And I hope that you like it, because this was a very interesting chapter in the books, and it kind of sets Percy on this journey of doubt. Predictions. I believe we are going to get the epic fight between our golden trio and the three kindly ones on the Greyhound. We're going to get the cool fight of Percy using like the glass orb to cut Medusa's head off. There's really not much to predict. I know there might be some changes because they've made some alternate decisions in the first two episodes so far, but I don't know. I don't really have much to predict, so roll tape. I like the detail of like the lightning, thunder in the background, like in the back noise. Is this the ad?
Percy, it's nice to meet you. I was told a quest isn't a quest until you've said so. Which is weird, considering your Halloween decoration. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's kind of creepy. Give me the green mist, baby. God, this is spooky. I'm glad they're getting the details right. It has to be gay.
Really?
You shall go west and face the god who has turned. And you shall find what was stolen and see it safely returned.
You shall be betrayed by one who calls you
Oracle
a
has
friend.
confirmed what we expected, that this quest will proceed toward the underworld,
Nice.
where you will confront the god who has rebelled against his brothers. The entrance to Hades' domain lies under the city of Los Angeles. This is where you will journey
The
to.
meta commentary. Crappy.
I have selected our most compelling candidates, from which you will choose two to join you on this quest, and ensure that we succeed.
Annabelle.
Of course, Clarice was an option.
Customarily, one waits to at least hear a name or two before choosing. You sure you don't want to hear more?
This thing, Zeus's Master Bowl. We need to get it back, right?
Yes,
And it's gonna be hard to get, yes.
extraordinarily.
And if the mission required someone to push me down a flight of stairs for it to succeed, we want someone who won't hesitate when they do it.
First questmate shall be Annabeth Chase. Now on to the other candidates.
That has to be Blackjack. It has to be Blackjack, or it just so happens to be a black Pegasus. I'm just,
Hey,
you know,
hey. Sorry,
it is for horses.
Selection ceremony. Evan,
Guess Mr. D wasn't too happy you told me about my mom.
no. No, he was not. So, who'd you choose to go with you?
You.
Honey. No, seriously, who'd you choose?
I
Your
chose you.
mom.
Why?
You shall be betrayed by the one who calls you friend and fail to save what matters most in the end.
I.e., your mom.
I trust you.
I'm gonna pack the best snacks.
Yeah, Grover, back those tin cans, man. If I don't get a shot, ooh, I like that. I get distracted way too easily. Does he have a bunk or beds? There's like nothing in this cabin.
How much money did they give you?
$7.
$200 in cash and a bag of these. I think they're Canadian, maybe. Or from Chuck E. Cheese, I don't know.
Oh, nice.
Drachmas for mythic. Don't mix them up. Roger this.
If that's what I think it is. It is what I'm thinking. They are going all out.
These are interesting.
Maya.
Hell yeah.
Those are interesting.
A gift from my dad. Maya.
I thought about choosing you before I chose
If you
Grover.
know,
Hey, Grover's a lot stronger than people think.
I was afraid.
Just take care of each other out there.
Oh, the tree. I love that they're putting a lot more emphasis
She's really
on
gonna miss that tree,
the
huh?
tree.
When Annabeth first arrived here with Tholly and Luke, they were being chased by monsters. Agents of Hades.
Furies.
And like
Mrs. Dodds?
a bunch of other stuff.
It was our algebra teacher collective. Thalia turned
I'm
back
so
to fight
sorry.
to buy her friends some time. Her Satyr protector tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. So, at the last moment,
Didn't help
Zeus
that he was
intervened to save her life and changed her form.
The most powerful being in the universe's best idea to save his daughter's life was to turn her into a tree?
She was the bravest demigod I ever knew. She fought valiantly, and she met a hero's fate.
She met a pinecone's fate.
Forbidden children
Shut
are
the fuck
always
up,
in danger.
please.
Even the strongest ones. Even Thalia. Do exactly as I say, and maybe you survive this.
Does she think she's in charge?
Who do you think would be in charge?
I guess I assumed we'd do show of hands or something.
Heroes' quests are world-defining events. They have made and broken empires,
Man,
altered the course of human civilization,
I'm just saying. Season
changed
5
the
is gonna
balance
be
of
nuts.
power on Olympus. The quest is a
Like
sacred
season
thing.
5. Yeah, dude, the Battle of Manhattan. It's gonna go
To be charged
crazy.
with one is to be in conversation with the gods themselves.
There is no way this is what sacred smells like.
We're soldiers on a mission. It's not a vacation.
But if this is so important, why didn't
So
Chiron
getting
spend
a
for
fight.
plane tickets? This seems kind of low priority, doesn't it?
Percy, it isn't just the monsters who are going to be trying to stop us. You're a forbidden child. Zeus might decide to take a shot at you himself. The sky is his domain. He'd be serving you up on a silver platter to try to travel through it.
Yeah, no one mentioned that.
Okay, I'm gonna go get us some snacks.
I'll come with you.
No, you'll stay right there.
Why? It smells terrible back here.
Monsters can't smell you through that, so that's where I want you.
I want to vote. Who thinks that we should all go get to breathe fresh air and buy our own snacks?
There's no voting. Chips and soda's okay for you guys?
I don't think you should just get to decide we don't vote.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I want to vote on whether you get to decide we don't vote.
Grover, please. Can you help here?
I really don't want to be a tiebreaker. I have a better idea. Oh golly, the road's getting bumpy cause I got me some friends who just can't get along. Oh dear, when the team's getting grumpy, the trick to getting through it is singing this
Dude,
song.
what are you doing?
It's a consensus song. Verse 2 encourages us to say nice things about each other. You get a few rounds in and you'd be amazed at how disagreements just kind of fade away.
Chips and soda's okay for you guys?
Whatever.
Please, please, just.
Okay.
Please stop. Big oof. Get the red ones too.
Monsters can't be avoided entirely. They're more common than you think.
Is that?
The trick is to spot them first before they spot you.
Has to be.
It's true they are more likely to sense a more powerful demigod. Child of the big three, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, is at the most extreme risk. But it isn't your power exactly that draws them. It's more complicated than that.
I smell fear.
That's bees. What a monster senses kinda depends on the monster. Some are better at sensing your inadequacy. Some your need for glory. Your shame. It's important to remember that if you've ever got to confront one.
guys were better at your job, I might not have noticed you here so easily.
If Thalia were better at hers, there might not be a family of squirrels making her their home.
Damn.
Is that why Hades sent you here? To gloat over a job you almost did right once?
How things have changed. You're not the frightened little girl I came for all those years ago.
Don't kid yourself. I wasn't that frightened.
Maybe
Could have
so.
fooled me.
Either way, now it would seem that you're exactly what they say you are. The pride of Athena's offspring. Perhaps the most formidable demigod child alive.
Why are you here?
I'm here to collect your friend.
Collect them? For what?
Oh, I don't question orders. Bring him in, quick and quiet. That is what I was told. Lure him off this bus where I can take him quietly away from so many eyes, and your quest goes on unimpeded and unburdened. We both know he isn't going to be of any help to you, and maybe even a hindrance. Some children must learn the hard way.
Look, I'm not against the idea of consensus. I'm just not sure the song is doing what you think it is.
Guys, you need to open that window. Now!
I don't think these windows are supposed to. Oh no.
Everyone, leave your belongings and exit the front of the bus.
You, lady.
Let's go.
That's one down. Ooh, he forgot the backpack.
Somewhere up ahead, this turns into a Seder path.
What's the Seder path?
It's a
It's a
Seder
road
path,
through the
man.
wilderness. Seder explorers use them. Harder to track us.
If we stay in the wilderness, how are we gonna find a phone?
What do we need a phone for?
So we can call camp to get help?
We don't need help. We're fine.
We haven't even gotten to Trenton, and we're wandering through a forest. I didn't even know they had forests in New Jersey, but we found one.
We were sent on a quest by the Oracle, by the gods. Would you think it would be easy? It's supposed to be hard. That's why only certain people are chosen. If we call camp, we're basically saying it was a mistake to choose us.
I'm completely comfortable with that. Everyone makes mistakes.
Why are you so afraid of who you are?
What?
Do you know what's interesting about this particular Seder path is it's actually the one my Uncle Ferdinand took when he set out on his own quest.
What was that supposed to mean? Afraid of who I am? I'm not afraid.
Yes, you are. You aren't just a kid. Just a kid doesn't do what you did to Clarice back at camp. Just a kid doesn't have Hades sending top lieutenants to retrieve them. You know, you are part of something so much bigger than we can understand right now. We have to move forward, whether you like it or not, whether you want to or not.
You don't want to call camp? Fine. At least let's call your mom.
Excuse me?
Athena? Your mother? I'd call my father, but we aren't exactly on speaking terms. You know, because of the lifelong neglect and all, but you and your mother seem close, so why don't we ask her for help?
Rover, will you explain to your friend that he needs to pull himself together?
You can't ask her, can you?
No.
When was the last time she talked to you?
Rover,
I don't know why you keep pulling him into this. He's on my side.
what makes you think that?
He's my protector. It's his job.
He was my protector first.
First? What do you mean first?
Very exciting. Getting to walk in Uncle Ferdinand's footsteps. Next best thing to getting to talk to him again.
Rover.
Thalia, Luke, and Annabeth had a Seder protector. That was you.
Please stop.
Why didn't you tell me?
Do you guys smell that?
Grover, I'm not kidding.
No, neither am I. Just hamburgers.
But you hate hamburgers.
Somebody's making hamburgers in the middle of nowhere on a Seder path. Whoever it is, they're from our world.
Auntie M has a garden full of petrified stone folks. Yeah, this is someone from our world, all right. Anyone want to guess what M is short for?
Emily?
Let's get out of here, please, while we still can.
You should have accepted my offer when you had the chance.
Offer? What offer is she talking about? I think we can trust her.
What?
I can't explain it. My mom used to tell me her story. The point was always that she isn't what people think. And I definitely trust my mom.
against you simply because you are a daughter of Athena. Shouldn't be. We're not our parents, after all. You and I might have more in common than you think.
So you're not a monster, what are you then?
A survivor.
You must be a little more than that. There's a fury out there that seems terrified of you.
Because she knows what I think of her. I don't like bullies. When one shows up on my doorstep, they end up spending a lot more time there than they planned for. The gift the gods gave me is that I cannot be bullied anymore.
What my mother did to you wasn't a gift. It was a curse.
You are loyal to your mother.
Yes,
You stand by her.
always.
You love her.
Of course I do.
And so did I. Do you know the story of how I came to be this way?
I do.
Do you?
Do I?
Athena was everything to me. I worshipped her. I prayed to her. I made offerings. She never answered. Not even an omen to suggest she appreciated my love. I wasn't like you, sweetheart. I was you. I would have worshipped her that way for a lifetime. In silence. But then one day, another god came and he broke that silence. Your father. The sea god told me that he loved me. I felt as though he saw me in a way I had never felt seen before. But then Athena declared that I had embarrassed her and I needed to be punished.
The snakes.
Not him.
Look at the snakes.
Me. She decided that I would never be seen again by anyone who would live to tell the tale.
That isn't what happened. My mother is just. Always.
The gods want you to believe that they are infallible. But they only want what all bullies want. They want us to blame ourselves for their own shortcomings.
That is not what happened. And you are a liar.
Something's burning. Would you give me a hand in the kitchen? I think lunch is ready.
It's a bit of a detour from the book.
She's not usually like that. I mean, a little bit she is, but that was a lot.
She's going to betray you. Sooner or later, people like her, they always do.
I don't think she's like that.
Then you will be an easy mark for her when the time comes.
What do you care?
Your mother and I were like sisters in a way, targeted by the same monster. So I find myself feeling protective of you.
A monster? My mom never talked about my dad that way.
Where is she now? Your mother. Is she safe?
No, she's not.
And do you trust your friends to help you to make her safe? Will they let you make her safe if it conflicts with their quest? I could help you remove them from the equation so that you can be free of them. If you ask me to.
Burgers. They're good. I know this is just a TV show, but I don't want to look. But it's very tempting. Ma'am, your stairs are on fire. I feel like that's a safety hazard. Jesus Christ.
Come on.
That's yeah, that's
of us and only one of her. If we split up, she can't be watching this all at once.
I don't think it'd be that simple.
It could be. Here's the plan. I'll get in the air. I'll draw her attention. As soon as you hear me say Maya, you guys start. Oh boy. Okay. Off, down.
So we're gonna need a new plan.
We are not our parents until we choose to be. You two have chosen.
The way of pain.
A daughter of a self-righteous mother who chose self-righteousness for herself. And you could have shown your father what it means to stand up for someone you love. You could choose to save your mother instead of doing your father's bidding. If neither of you will help teach these lessons, perhaps you should be the lessons. When I ship your statues to Olympus, maybe that will get my point across even better. Stand up. Let's have a look at you.
Did you hear that?
Hey, are you okay?
Oh man.
You found it?
Hope so.
Want me to take it from here?
No, I got it.
Just make sure it's pointing in the right direction before you take my hat off.
Good tip.
Okay.
My hands are kind of full.
Of course.
They fall in love in 3 years. They don't do that in the book. Oh, Grover.
What is it?
Over to them.
Grover, I'm so sorry.
This is as far as he got on his quest. We aren't even to Trenton. Look at him. He's not like the others. He doesn't look afraid. You use the head to get rid of Electo?
It's weird though, because Electo kind of
That was
comes
right.
into play later. Like she shows up again at the end when they get to the
We probably should
underworld.
get going.
Because she also.
It'll be dark soon.
I'll leave that
What
for
are we gonna do with the
afterthoughts.
head? I just took down a Fury with it and I wasn't even trying. We can't just leave it for someone to find. Leave the hat on and bury it in the basement. That ought to keep it safe.
Sure. Now, can we talk about the bigger issue here?
What bigger issue?
You could have saved your mother. That's what she said to you, like you discussed it already. Is your mother still alive?
She's with Hades. But I appreciate your concern.
Guys, just please stop.
Oh, I'm concerned. What are you actually doing on this quest, and why do I have to hear about this from Medusa?
Okay, well, we're at it. You should have accepted my offer. What's that about, do you think? And why do we have to hear it from Electo?
Enough! The hat was a gift from her mother. It's the only thing she's ever possessed that connects them. That ought to matter to you.
It was a gift from her mother.
Okay, but how are we gonna make sure this thing is safe?
I'm not up to that yet. And you? Really? His mom's alive. Can you imagine how confusing that must be for him? Feeling like he may have to choose between the fate of the world and the fate of the only person who's ever cared about him.
Why are you talking like this?
Because all day I've been trying to keep this quest on track without upsetting either of you. But maybe things need to get a little upsetting before they move forward. She asked you a question back in the woods and you never really answered. What are you so afraid of?
What are you talking about?
You heard me.
I don't know.
I think you do. You've been fighting with her. You've been fighting with me.
Because the Oracle said one of you would betray me. Okay? You shall be betrayed by one who calls you a friend, and you shall fail to save what matters most in the end. That's the rest of what she said to me. I chose her because I my side. No matter what, it was you. And now I'm feeling so alone. I don't know what to think or who to trust. I didn't mean it that way.
Alecto offered to help our quest if I gave you up to her.
What did you say?
What do you think she said?
I killed her sister.
Medusa offered to help me save my mom if I turn to the two of you.
What'd you say?
I got for a head.
You didn't choose to be demigods. We didn't choose this quest, but we can decide that as long as the three of us are together, none of us are gonna be alone. And if we can't do that, we might as well just head back to camp right now. Because we won't make it.
I think I've got a better idea what to do with this.
Send that bitch
Hermes
to
Express.
Olympus.
She ships these things all over. Some of it goes to Olympus.
Percy, you can't ship Medusa's head to Olympus.
Why not?
Because the gods won't like it?
At all.
The gods.
At all. Why? That's what you do with dangerous stuff. Like batteries, you just send them back where they came from.
They will see this as impertinent.
I am impertinent.
Yes, but we're not.
Really? Very
Don't
not.
spin the book.
Look, Medusa tried to derail our quest. She's got serious beef with your mom. When you look at it that way, it seems kind of like tribute or something, doesn't it? And besides, this way, part of your mom's still with us.
So this isn't exactly what I meant by choosing each other. There are actual dangers involved here that cannot be.
Don't you dare.
You're gonna sing the song, aren't you?
Percy, do not sing the
Okay.
song.
Oh, golly, the roads get
Whatever.
bumpy. Consensus.
This kid, I swear to God. Are we gonna see Olympus?
Found
Are we gonna see Olympus? We're gonna see the gods.
You guys are not gonna like this.
I just want to see Olympus, man. It's got blue balled. Ugh. Alright, afterthoughts. Interesting that they killed Alecto. I don't know if they're still gonna do the whole, like, because she's technically immortal, they're gonna bring her back. Even with her being petrified by Medusa, because she comes back into play later on in the book when they get to the underworld. But also, she's, okay, another spoiler warning, like last time. So, at the end of book 3, we are hit with the reveal that the D'Angelo siblings, Bianca and Nico, are actually children of Hades, and the reason why they went undiscovered for so long is because they had been kept at the Lotus Hotel, where time stands still. So you, like, if you get stuck there, you will not age. Time passes, but you won't. And it's revealed that shortly after the end of book 2, they are pulled out of the casino by Alecto, who is sent by Hades, because he realizes that now, like, as Percy's getting older, but now that Thalia comes back into play, that the prophecy could pertain to either one of them, but he would rather it be his children, so that he can kind of, like, I guess, control the fate of Olympus, because, you know, he's angry at his siblings, which is understandable. So I thought that was a little interesting. Honestly, I really enjoyed the detour from the book of how this whole encounter with Medusa takes place, because it really is only one chapter in the book, and it's kind of cut and dry. Like, they go there, they eat, they don't really understand what's happening. Annabeth starts putting 2 and 2 together, and she almost manages to trick them into looking at her. But I like this a lot more. It's like she just reveals herself right away, and, like, I guess Percy has a soft spot because Like he's like, like he said, his mom told him the story, but also just like how she was with his dad and everything. And then she kind of makes him like she starts him on that path of doubt, not only of himself but of the gods, specifically his dad, because like his whole thing so far has been like, well, after all this time, the only reason he's giving me attention now is because it's not that he loves me or that he finally wants to meet me, it's that he has a job that he needs done. He can't do it himself, so he's just going to have me do it. He's going to have me do his dirty work for him. And he kind of resents him for it throughout the first book for the most part, until he actually comes face to face and it's like, well, I'm not entirely happy with how you did things, but like, I guess I can understand it. But yeah, I love that line where she says like, we are not our parents until we choose to be. And they kind of do follow in the footsteps of their parents. Of Annabeth is very like focused, like, no, this is how things are, I'm not listening to anybody else. And Percy's very much of like, kind of the same way of his father. It's like, like maybe she's not that bad, but then of course they do choose to be unlike their parents, not so headstrong, not so determined of how the world is, and willing to take a different route and not fall in the same trap as their parents. That was a really cool detail. This was definitely a lot more of a slower episode than the first two, and I don't say that in a bad way. I don't think this was like a terrible, like the plot just boom stops altogether, like the pacing's off. I really like that this one took its time to get to certain spots, and that they took this one kind of minor thing in the book and actually made it kind of like a bigger deal. And like they're really emphasizing that like whole like, are the gods actually like the good guys? Because they've kind of done some questionable, morally gray things. And I'm really liking that. And they're really hitting the nail on the head a little bit of Percy kind of doubting himself. Like, is he really worthy to do this? And he is kind of afraid of himself. Not only because people keep telling him like, oh yeah, you're one of, you're a powerful demigod just by blood alone. But then he also becomes one of the most powerful demigods of all time throughout like all of his training, his fights and everything. So I wonder if they're going to keep going with that a little bit more as this first season unravels. Yeah, I really don't have much negative to say about it. The bus fight played out a little differently, but again, I like the direction that they went with it. I wonder if we will, I still do wonder if we will see Electo later on, like if they'll bring her back in some way, even though she's been turned to stone and, broke. I'm still really loving this. Can't wait for next week's episode. It's gonna be really good. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna just do one big video for this. So yeah, yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Really enjoying the show so far. I hope you guys are as well. With that being said, to my fellow demigods, satyrs, gods, nymphs, centaurs, etc., stay safe, and I will see you all next week for episode 4 of Reaction to Jackson.